Alright, hello everyone, it's mysticjuicer back with some more Yomi action, this time back with some more International Yomi League Season 5 pool play. This is Morning Star Sanctuary. I am playing against Scymrian here, and I'm starting off with Setsuki. And the reason for that is I know that... and immediately go into the mirror, so this is not what I had predicted would happen. The reason I wanted to do this was I know Scymrian has a really strong Onimaru, and I did not feel comfortable enough either playing Onimaru against him. I've lost in that matchup before, and I also didn't want to play Troc into that particular matchup either. Yeah, we get the turn one high fives there. So I figured, hey, if he's going to play Onimaru, I'm fine playing Setsuki. If he's going to play Zane, I'm also relatively fine playing Setsuki. So we'll play this out. So opening Queen, because I can dump off the Queen. Queen into Pump 5-6, and then I've got the 7 to cycle. Now I've got the 7 again to cycle. I don't have much in the way of ways of getting out of this hand immediately. The ace is kind of awkward, so I figured I'll just play it if I get hit. The only thing it's going to get hit by is going to be another queen. Use this as an opportunity to get rid of that 2, which is not doing me much in the hand. I'd rather keep the 5 and 6 because I can combo into those after throw. And that is big damage. So not a great start for me, for sure. Definitely in an awkward position here. And I will not have a dump off of a throw on this next turn. So if I throw with the 7 and then go 5-6 jack, that'll leave me with the 7 and an 8 in hand. So if I want to get out of this hand, I'm going to have to throw with the 8. Or I can take a turn to try to dodge with the 5, dodge into an 8, and then try to empty on the next turn, because that'll get 2 cards out of my hand guaranteed. He has spent a single 7 already, so throwing with the 8 is a little bit riskier than it would be. Really not sure why I would lead off with the 5 here. I guess it's a hard throw read. Painfully punished. I'm not sure if this is exactly the best way to get out of this hand. Oh, has double aces again. so super punished. Yeah, sometimes you just lose combat twice in a row and take nearly 60 damage. It's fine. It happens. So luckily I am playing Setsuki, so I still have a chance of making something happen in the matchup. Yeah, so this is a opportunity to dump off of this. I'm hoping that he doesn't lead another attack now that he's played 2 queens, that he's going to switch over to throws. And there we go. So we throw clash, that's okay. Could have been better, but at least we don't take any damage on that turn. Now I have a couple of different options. I can either throw with the 7. I just threw with the 8, so it's unlikely that I would have a faster throw. So the 7 is well positioned actually to do some good work. I can also lead with the jack, go 3-4, and then pump both of the throws. So he's going to take that opportunity to get some cards out of his hand. I'm going to go down to 2. I'm going to power up these 7s, which are kind of awkward in my hand anyway. It will mean, unfortunately, that I've basically spent 2 really good throws, and I do have to pick up an ace again. Although in this instance, it might not be too bad. I get 5 cards to be able to draw into another ace. Doesn't quite happen, but we find a queen, so that's good as well. So after these Speed of the Fox turns, again, your likelihood of having drawn into a queen are pretty good. So Scymrian might opt for a dodge in this position. Okay, no, goes for queen of his own. That covers both queen and 7 throw very nicely. So good stuff there. I'm also very happy with that that particular the way that shook out. Mirrors are good, actually. Yeah, very happy that happened. I only end up losing a single point of health against Queen. And yeah, so I don't have to spend that Joker that I don't have. So I get to stay alive another turn. That's basically all we're looking for. Okay, hit him with single ace. Again, we've got that awkward ace we want to get rid of. He's counter throwing with the 7 because with 2 aces in hand, which, you know, playing queen last turn doesn't exactly deny that I had 2 aces in hand, would be a good way of... it's generally what rushdown characters try to do anyway. Both times, yeah. Okay, so we've got a couple of ways out of this. Nice, successfully used that 7 throw. And now we can do, yeah, 4, Jack 4. We could have instead, no, I guess there's no way out of that hand. If we retain both of the 4s, then we have to, and we power up, we still, that leaves us with 2 4s and a 9. We have to pick up an ace, which is in our discard. So that's not much there either. Okay, this turn we're on a pretty clear dodge or throw turn. We've already spent 3 7s, so having the 4th one is pretty unexpected. I expect him to go in with an 8 throw of some kind. 8 throw would be very good here, given what I've already played. 8 throw or dodge. Yeah, so there's the dodge. So we get to throw into a 9 here. Oh, sorry, no, never mind. Yeah, we get to throw into our throw here because we're Zane, apparently. Okay, so we're evening up the life totals. We get another Speed of the Fox turn, and we've denied him his. So that's quite good. He's going to have double ace in hand? Yes. So something and double ace. So dodge is a strong play. We pick up a queen, so it's very likely we're going to play this queen here. Because he can just... so his plays are either dodge into double ace, or raw double ace, essentially. So I'm banking on him not dodging here. I don't know if checking his discard really gave me all that much information. It happened too fast, so I don't know what I must have been looking for something very, very specific. Okay, went for the counter throw. I think that's a little unexpected. And it also tells me that he doesn't have any good throws in hand, which is good information to have. And that should be lethal? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So clutch it out from 12 hit points after 2 big combos. Yeah, sometimes some crimes. Alright, so we go into match number 2. I believe he stays with Setsuki for this second match. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Setsuki, great character if you are down in a set. I think, yeah, Vengeful Pickle commenting, they looked pretty awkward. I think honestly, even though I responded that way, I think honestly it probably comes more down to yeah, my own mistakes and inexperience with Setsuki, to be quite honest. Okay, so we've got another queen. We can just play queen. Okay, we get queened. We should have just done it. Yeah, let's start getting some cards out of our hand here. As an expert of the attack button. Yeah, very good combo there. Gets the knockdown. 20 damage is very good. I expect a power up here, given that he did not use the king. Yeah, there we go. To pump. And actually picks up an ace there. Did he actually pump with an ace? Not positive. I don't feel like I remember he did, but it's possible. I guess it's not the worst thing to pick up an ace. It's a pretty bold play there. So very much banking on the fact that he's going to want to dodge on this turn. I do have the king to get out of this if I successfully throw here. So that always feels good. So Scymrian perhaps banking on the fact that I would play the queen that I have, or that he expects that I would have. Okay, so we do hold on to exactly one card. That is usually an indicator that it is either a 7, a queen, or a joker. I think in this instance, I would also hang on to any kings because it's going to make it that much easier to get out of hands. It's going to set up good situations, and wow, that's a monster of a draw. So we're definitely going to try to get away with some nonsense on this next turn. So one play that might be good in this position is just to play the Shuriken Hail raw. It does further disguise the fact that I would have a queen or not. Okay, and actually picking up, yeah, holding on to the king there again, I think is pretty good. I don't need to spend it, and I actually can't spend it in that combo unless I pump with it, and it's just more valuable as a combo filler, I think. That's right, that's the new word for combos. Make sure you tell your friends. So here we have an out with dodge into throw into king, pump, pump. So we're probably going to do that and then use the 7 to pick up some more cards. So king. I'm going to pick up king, 7, and queen. Although this is gonna, that might be okay. No, maybe that's lethal. I keep forgetting that the king is 5 + 3 + 3, not 3 + 5 + 5. That's right. We are both gonna have Speed of the Fox on this next turn. I will just go ahead and pick up the classics. Oh, okay, maybe thinking of picking up a dodge instead. Honestly, in this position, it might have been better just to pick up the 7, the queen, and an ace, because if he has a joker, then he can actually option select the queen with just about whatever he wants. So he could throw, like, especially if he has a 7 of his own, he can throw with the 7. That's going to beat the 7, beat throw, or tie this. Yeah, there we go. So he probably has a joker, is what I would take away from that. Luckily, I've got a joker of my own. So I'm going to have a more classic option select here. Or safe play, I should say. I can either play the queen or I can play the throw, and I'm going to have the joker backup no matter what. He actually was not able to get rid of his hand. So he went 7 throw into 3 jack 5. Okay, so he used all the cards that he could. That's reasonable. Okay, there we go. Trying to go for big damage. So I get to test for lethal here. We're going to get rid of all of the cards, including the joker, just so we can cycle. Getting rid of the joker might have been a mistake. It might have been better to just toss the 7. Hold on to the joker, make things more safe in the future. But it worked out. We're happy with that. So we go up 2-0. Kind of stole the first game. Felt much more stable in the second one. Now Scymrian deep in thought. Yeah, very unlikely play. Mystic Deadman hitting us with the R baseball. A classic meme, to be sure. Yeah, there we go. Scymrian knows. All right, deep in the tank. Always a good sign. Always a good sign when your opponent preempts their character pick with that. Okay, so Manelker. Manelker's interesting. It's time for that hashtag Copper Life. Yeah, exactly. He's got a channel. Yeah. Here's the thing. So Manelker is definitely also kind of my desperation pick. Like, I'm out of ideas. Maybe I can bamboozle him with Manelker. I had to choke down that feeling against the player very recently. Very glad I did not make that particular choice. But the aim of the game here is mainly just not to get hit by the 7 I don't really care about, but not to get hit by starter king. I feel like that would be a pretty big mistake. So instead, we're actually going to get these aces because this is a tremendous amount of damage in hand. And we're just going to try to put it into his face. So he's seen us power up for 2 aces. The kind of typical play is just to throw into them at this point. So I'm hoping I bamboozle him. Instead, I get got. So the other play would have been just to play one of the aces completely straight. If it hits a throw or a king or a starter attack that isn't queen. Basically, if it hits anything but a queen, we're perfectly fine. Let me see. What did I discard there? Okay, so I did discard... Yeah, I was just about to say, like, I didn't get a chance to face down there, forgetting for a second that we had clashed, so there was no opportunity to combo. Okay, so I've gotten rid of one of the aces I powered up for. He immediately plays a 2, so I think he's expecting a throw of some kind on this next turn, because I don't think he's fooled by the fact that I discarded one of the powered up aces. So I think he still thinks that I've got 2 of them in hand. Luckily, we still connect with that, and we're going to get king into 6 into double ace. Could elect to let this go. I've got an all right hand. It would be awkward to try to get out of it, though, so we're just going to cash this out. Okay, it's a joker, but meh. Still deal 5. Still got a joker in hand. Still get to cycle. It's all good. And we also have very few aces. We have a single ace now left in the deck, so the odds that we're going to get a clogged up hand is going to be difficult. Or is going to be low, I should say. Okay, so we've still got King Starter. He's got 10 cards in hand. Hasn't powered up yet, so I'm not worried about Death Strike Dragon. We are going to toss something in the discard here, though. Yeah, toss the 3, because again, it's not going to beat anything relevant in neutral, and we've got a dodge, and the 4 deals more damage if we connect with a throw. So we do end up taking a bit of damage there. I didn't spend the Joker just because I thought it's probably not going to be a tremendous amount of hurt. I suppose if he had 7 thrown there, he gets the Joker for free. But, I don't know. I still think it's a fine decision. I hold on to the Joker a little bit longer here, as he can't use a 10. Okay, he's powering up his 10s anyway, so that's good for us too. So there's a couple of things we need to be afraid of here. We need to either exactly poke out Deathstrike Dragon. You wouldn't, though. I'm gonna hold on to this until just after he plays the card. I'm not gonna do in-chat mind games. Pretty scary situation. I don't want to take 55 and just lose here. I want to play relatively safe. Here's where we joker. Thank goodness. So that's good. All right, 2-card Manelker. Let's see what we can do here. That's pretty friggin' spicy, I've gotta say. All right, again, we do not have an exit strategy here. If we successfully dodge, we'd combo into the 3 and then power up the 8s and then have a 7 and a single ace. So still no exit in sight. And unless we drew a king or a queen on the next turn, we would still be stuck on that hand for at least one more turn. Okay, he's playing the safe stuff, getting back into a reasonable hand size for Manelker. Okay, now we have a way out off of dodge. We also have a way out off of... No, we don't have a way out off of throw. We only have a way out off of dodge. So instead, I'm just going to go ahead and block. Because the dodge isn't going to get us very far anyway. Yeah, we would have to empty dodge and then power up twice and then power up again. So instead, might as well pick up some aces for real and try to put them into his face. This is going to put us pretty low on throws, although no, we're still doing okay. We've got 2 7s, 2 8s, 4 9s, and 2 10s left, so we're not out of the woods entirely. It's a pretty good distribution of throws, actually. We draw into the 8. Okay, he picks up an ace. No, gets rid of the other joker. Okay, so I'm not too mad at that. Picking up the ace would have actually been... Or no, I only have one other ace in the discard, so I can just get it from my deck, so I keep my hand intact, so that's fine too. Oh, that's a rough put down. Ooh. The brutal 7 counter throw. That's nice. All right, we are going to be able to get out of this hand, though. So he's probably going to toss the 3. Okay, no, tosses an ace instead. I'm going to face down probably the other ace. Yeah. So that'll be all 3 in the discard, 1 left in the deck again. Okay, no follow-up. He doesn't really have the gas in the tank necessary to follow it up, so can't be mad at that. We escape with our lives. We do pick up the other ace, which is a little unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and block here because I'm expecting Desperation Queen or King since I am knocked down. He's thinking the same thing. He's probably picked up a queen. Just going to go ahead and block here. You're probably not going to wake up throw against Manelker. It's just a tiny bit scary. Vengeful Pickle with the shade. Okay, get hit by queen here, so things are looking more and more dicey. Gonna get rid of that 10. We can toss a 4. Make it easier to get out of the hand. Yeah, I mean, I might as well toss the 4 or the 3s. Or one of the 3s, so I can either throw 3-4 on the next turn, but that I will have another card drawn, so probably better just to do it this way. Counter the heart of the cards. Okay, so again, we get some damage in our hands. We're going to hit him with the Naruto. Or sorry, we're going to hit him with the Boruto's father. All right, we've been sitting on this awkward hand for a while now. He's picked up a queen. It's a matter of whether I believe he's just going to queen me, or if I think he's going to do something silly. So queen does not kill. Okay, he's trying to angle for a few more cards here. He's sitting pretty at 53. I think he has to know that I've got 2 aces in hand. I think all of that is confirmed. So even if he does get hit by throw, he's not going to die. He may have drawn a joker by now. That's something as well. Oh, that is definitely the combat win we needed. It's going to put us in a bit of an awkward position here, but at least we get to attempt to deal some damage. Again, we are stymied. This Manelker has well over 100 hit points by now. Got more where that came from. So I'm thinking about whether I want to power up these 9s. And okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I would much rather have 3 9s in hand than 2, because at least I get 2 aces. Of course, the other thing to do here is just dodge into the 9, power up the other 2 9s, get a single ace, and then go back into the cycle. Yeah, there's that queen. Finally see that come out. Combo into not much, but we do get knocked down. So again, we are looking for a queen or a king to save us from this awkward ace. Scymrian picks up black queen. Okay, there we go. We got everything we wanted. Every possible tool that we could use. It is possible that he can throw into lethal here. So the absolute safest thing to do is just to queen him. So looking at what he could possibly counter or take out of our discard, I'm not too worried. I think I've got only 2 of everything. Oh, okay, gets rid of an ace. That's actually good for us. It's kind of an awkward card to have. It is going to significantly reduce the rate at which we can deal damage, because we now only have 2 aces in the deck, and we are not the kind of character who's going to build a hand and power up for them, so that's a little Akko Taco too. So we can take a safe trade here. Okay, better than a trade. I'm going to be able to pump this 8 and 10, and then go into knockdown king. And then we're going to use the 7 to set up that exact same situation again. We do have to pick up a dodge or draw into one. So maybe best to get queen 7 2 or the 10. Okay, so we're going to leave ourselves soft to queen. If we draw a dodge, it's a very good play to play it here, because again, he's seen that we haven't gone for it. Take a second to... I think if you mash a card here, it's almost certain that he's going to uppercut queen. Or, sorry, he might think that we found an answer to uppercut queen, because we didn't pick anything up. Yeah, there we go. Get the safe stuff. So again, we get to... actually, yeah, we get to king into the queen, and then knockdown. And do it again. Before I do anything, I should keep track of how many queens he's actually played. So hopefully the me of the moment knows how many have been played. I think both black queens might actually be in the discard. I should pick up a 5 instead of the 2. The 5 is the dodge, so we want to have the dodge. We have the dominant throw with the 7. We have the dominant attack with the queen, assuming he's got no other queens. Yeah, now check. Okay, so both black queens in the discard. So it's not impossible that he has a red queen in hand. There's 2 floating around. He's got 4. He's got about a quarter of his deck in his hand, or a fifth of his deck in his hand almost. Playing the queen here is very safe. Yeah, there we go. Could have had... Actually, no, we couldn't have had lethal off of that turn. We would have had to pick up a 6 or a 4 to have lethal off the 7. Okay, he picks up a black queen. That's always awkward. We still do not have lethal. If we throw into the 5 and then queen him and clash with queen, that's pretty good for us. Yeah, good dodge on his part. Perhaps recognizing that I'm unwilling to play the 7 throw because I cannot recur. Unfortunately, he's going to combo into a fair amount of damage here. 16. Well, it's 16 either way, but he retains the queen this way. He's got to think about what cards he wants to discard. He's got throws in hand. He may not want to remove those. If he's got dodges in hand, he may not want to remove those. Okay, so specifically only pumps it once. Pumping it twice would have guaranteed the queen clash lethal, so that might have been a stronger play. We still do not have lethal off of this throw. I think I'm checking for the fact of how many throws he's got left. I seem to... I can't tell exactly, but I think he's pretty low, so I probably should have dodged on this turn. Instead, I will die here unless he chooses to believe that I have drawn into the last joker, and there's really no reason to respect that. Yeah, there we go. Lethal. Nicely done. Okay, goes up a game. 2-1 total. This is a first to 4, so we've still got some opportunities to make some plays. So, obvious pick here is Trock. Manelker also does pretty well. But I think, yeah, Trock is the more stable character overall. Feel very good about this particular matchup. And again, this is one of those situations where we don't really need to respect his 7th throw. We don't really need to respect throws at all in the early game against Manelker. We don't have anything of significant value in hand. Granted, we have a difficult time if he 7 throws here. We have a difficult time if he 7 throws us here, takes the queen, and then goes for an odd cross-up. But even that is not going to lead to a tremendous amount of damage unless he has a very specific hand. So I'm okay taking this risk. I would much rather do that than throw into a big normal into a black king or something like that. So we're going to go ahead and take this little bit of hurt here. Yes, bones indeed were cracked. Okay, and he's even going to combo into it here. So we can get rid of, yeah, that's probably our least valuable card. I want to hang on to the 5s just so I have something to throw into. Gonna hold on to the 2s because they're my blocks and they disappear when I block, so gonna need to make something happen with that. So we're on fairly low hand. He's got to play, so we're back on block throw mix-up as a range. He knows, probably should have blocked with the 2 to be quite honest, held the 7 in secret. so that the next time I get knocked down, if I do get knocked down, I at least have the opportunity to block odd. But instead we block a queen, and we're pretty happy about that. We get to go up a card. Got a joker. We can now safely go for some throws. That's a nice little compliment to get. I like that. Yeah, exactly. I see. Okay. So less a compliment to me and more a diss to my character. That's totally fine. So we're getting some nice blocks off here. Successfully attached a pair, which is good. We've got all the options we basically really need. Bull Rush is a nice little 2.2 speed move that's going to do quite nicely. It doesn't quite trade super well against Black Kings because they are the same speed. They deal basically about the same amount of damage. But, you know, he gets to discard a card, but that 7 damage is proportionately much bigger to his life total than the 6 damage is to us. So playing the slow side there, because he has been playing some pretty big normals. So I'm hoping just to cash in some additional damage. Either side would have lost a queen, so I'm not mad at that. But again, we're still at fairly low hand size. I've got both attached blocks, so we can actually just play to build a hand. That's fine too. We don't really have much of anything to go in with. So he could get some throws in, but again, they're not going to matter a tremendous amount. Okay, he gets an opportunity to go block, so that's definitely a combat win for him. We do still continue to build a hand, so that's also good for us. Okay, we get 7 thrown here. He's going to pick up our joker. We're again going to be stuck in a position where we do not have any odd blocks. So that's a bit unfortunate, but again, probably not going to take too much damage here. If he's going to combo anything, it's going to be either another king or a jack. Okay, still no defense, so I'm going to go ahead and block with the 8, most likely. Okay, all damage against me is now super real. Both of my jokers are gone. I expect him to go for safe stuff, but again, we're going to take some damage here, but it's not going to be, hopefully, a tremendous amount. Okay, no odd attacks is my read now, given that particular reveal. I mean, we could have drawn into a king, but it's fairly low likelihood. Okay, we got the first of our aces. That's nice. Can maybe mount a comeback of some sort. In a decision of whether to hold on to the 2s for power-up fodder or to block with them, blocking with them is definitely the way to go. Okay, again, letting him get away with some blocks. But we don't really have a hand that can accomplish much of anything. So I would rather play a little safer. Just rotating that 2 so I know which 2 I've blocked with already. Although he knows I've got both of them, so not particularly giving away any information there. Okay, 9 throw, I'm not worried about. This is probably a cross-up attempt. Can power up these 9s and immediately put Beast Unleashed in our hand. Luckily, we are delivered with a jack. So again, I'm reading cross-up attempt. So I'll just cover against king anyway. So slow side of jack would have worked there, but we don't have to be greedy. In fact, at 56 hit points, we don't really want to be greedy. Dodging might be a nice setup here just to see if he, just to test for Joker. We don't yet have Beast Unleashed, but he doesn't know that. Okay, we got our Throw Deft. But he can't really pump this without going dangerously low on hand size, so we just take the 8. That is fine. We're still just down 10 hit points. Okay, finally land a throw. One of the few that we have attempted. Cash in for some damage. He's at 44. So now we can power up at least for one ace. Try to go for lethal here. We have all the mix-up we need. He hasn't really played in such a way that it tells me anything about whether he has a Joker or not. I think it's entirely up to chance. He hasn't really been playing as though Beast Unleashed is real, so... Okay, so we have yeah, okay, there we go. Let's do a quick test. See if he's got it or not. So we continue to have the mix-up. Raw Beast Unleashed if we think he's going to do anything but attack. Dodge if we think he's going to attack. The king play there... Okay, the dodge play there, to me, says I don't have a Joker. Because otherwise he could have played the 4 there as attack side and been entirely safe. Powers up for a single ace. So I do have to be slightly wary about Deathstrike Dragon. Also do have to be wary of just big normal into double ace ender for big damage. Or Black King into double ace ender for big damage. Okay, now I'm definitely getting a sense that he does not have a Joker. So we're out of dodges. We are pretty low on dodges in our deck anyway, so it's not entirely certain that he would respect this. So we're going for lethal. Got to count on the fact that he doesn't think we have it, or that he thinks that we have a higher likelihood of playing Eagle Totem, and does not have a queen in hand. Queen and Joker here is my nightmare. Okay, instead, just humble Jack, dealing some damage. Luckily, it is the fast side of that Jack. And we have no throws with which to option select. He's going to defang us. We're no longer allowed to unleash beasts. The beast has been confirmed leashed. I really don't know why the 7 and not a queen here. Especially since powering up for those aces would be quite nice. We still do not have a throw that beats Deathstrike Dragon, which is very unfortunate. So blocking may be the better play here. Yeah, there's that dodge. That very scary dodge. And there we go. Single power-up ace for Death Strike Dragon. Nicely done. Yeah, Manelker just, I mean, he can just do that, right? He just sometimes kills you. Yeah, and unfortunately I got caught on a hand where I did not have any 2s, 3s, or kings with which to option select that range. So best thing for me to do there would have been to just go for the block. Because that would have forced him to play the Beast or the Death Strike Dragon raw, rather than the comparatively safer thing of, well, you no longer have your super throw. I'm at 44 hit points, so even if you throw my dodge here, I'm not in a terrible position. Oh, that's right. Pools was to first to 3. I forgot. Yeah, my mistake. So this is for all the marbles. So I have re-upped as Trock. Scymrian is stuck on Manelker. So hopefully we can do a show a better showing than we have been so far. So nicely played on. Yeah. So nicely played on Scymrian's part so far. Really making me work for the Trock wins here. Playing patient enough to get to Death Strike Dragon in both matches that were played. Successfully hitting it in this one. Okay, here we go. Okay, pretty good opening hand. I'll try to duff out a 7th throw on the first turn here. That runs into some risks of its own, though. Could get duffed by a big starting normal. Yeah, there we go. So this could be rough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the nightmare. Okay, he doesn't quite get it, but that is still a tremendous amount of damage. Immediately goes for aces. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. So probably the safest thing he can do in this instance is just play a normal. Ooh, blocks with the 7 instead. That's interesting to me. The reason I say safest thing he could do is play a normal there is I do have to really strongly consider, did he start with 2 other aces in his hand so that I have to continue playing around Death Strike Dragon? If I get hit with a big combo and he combos into 2 aces, then I'm really not too upset about it because, the aces are out of his hand. I can stop playing around that particular move. Okay, wakes up queen. Yeah, and the reason I'm considering war stomping here, and the reason I do war stomp here is, again, I no longer have the throws I need to be able to option select dodge into Death Strike Dragon or straight up Death Strike Dragon. So I'm going to see if I can continue to put a little bit of pressure on his hand. We know 2 of those 6 cards are aces. Yeah, just checking the speed of DSD, which is 4.4. So the 5 throw does lose to it. Hey! We get the classic unexpected Troc normals. I should consider whether I want to combo into the aces this early. It does put him at 37, which is a nice little life total to have him at, but it does mean that he's probably going to be able to get rid of at least one of them. The answer is, of course, Albert Einstein. It's always Albert Einstein. Still, 2 Gauntlet wins, and he's nearly half dead, so that's pretty good. Can't remember exactly what card I played here. I think it was a jack. No, okay, I went for the block. It doesn't seem like he is, that he has it at this point. I feel like we would have seen at least a dodge come out. But again, if we keep drawing cards that allow us not to make decisions, then we're going to keep playing cards that allow us not to make decisions. It's the one issue with picking up aces this early. It does allow you to establish a threat, but if you then, it leaves you in a position like this. Like if he had gotten a black king and a black jack, those cards would essentially cycle off of this combo. Okay, this, like now I am definitely, I'm afeared. I'm very afeared that he actually has it. Because he did not follow that up at all. Now, it is somewhat likely, it is plausible that he would not follow it up anyway, just because it, even though it would deal a lot of damage, he still may be in a position where he does not have enough gas in the tank to close out the game. That 7th throw still may well be a yeah, okay, getting rid of 2 aces there. 1 still left in the discard, 1 still left in the deck. Still no ability to option select DSD. Okay, yeah, so we'll go back to playing relatively safe. The jack there, I don't know if it makes sense or doesn't make sense in a DSD having hand. Thinking briefly about powering up for aces. Instead, go for the War Stomp. Again, still not drawing any of those throws that I would like to see. 2s, 3s, kings are what we're hunting for. Bull charge is definitely the safest move here. Beats everything except queen. Okay, we get hit by queen. Get rid of the 8 because everything else is a pair, so I'd rather hang on to that. Okay, no pump at all. Again, fits in both worlds. He's now got potentially, so 2 aces known, potentially 2 more aces and 2 mystery cards. Okay, we found an option select throw. I'm going to go in. And we're going to cash out this damage. Yeah, okay, so the reason we're not cashing in there is specifically this allows us to defuse permanently. Well, not permanently, but it allows us to really play around DSD. The dodge is an interesting choice, but I guess at this point I've made a decision that he doesn't have it. I think just playing the queen here is perhaps a better play. Okay. If he did have it, he no longer does, so that's good. Combo into 8. Because we don't have lethal off of anything, really. We still don't have lethal off of any dodge play here. Single queen is a very good combat reveal, though. Even if it runs into a block, it at least makes the rest of our hand lethal. And it just so happened that us playing around Panic, turn 2 DSD for this game has led us to a range that really worked against what Scymrian was trying to do. Okay, 1 hit point remains. We've got 2 dodges. We've got a fast throw. And we've got plenty of blocks to weather the storm. So we've got 2 7s in the discard, so I'm really not afraid of dodging here and losing to throws. And unless he's got the Joker, this is going to be it. And there we go. Narrowly managed to take that one. Definitely feel lucky that I didn't get hit with something explosive in that last game. That could have been really, really rough. So good game, Scymrian. Definitely gave me a run for my money with that scary-ass Manelker. Stole that Manelker versus Trock from me. Very nicely played. Brutalized the Setsuki. So happened to come out on top. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the game. And until next time, enjoy yourself some Yomi. Cheers.